Welcome to How to Cook That. I'm Reardon and this is The Sweetest Thing. And today we're going to make this gorgeous Kuma Bear dessert, which is the secret recipe of Bernard Shu, who is the pastry chef at RILAKKUMA in Melbourne. Bernard is a lovely guy. He had such a different childhood to me though. He grew up in a bakery with his grandfather baking everything, and he got to eat butter cake all day, whereas I just was not allowed any sweet stuff when I was young. My parents went through this really self-sufficient stage. They just grew everything themselves. They grew their veggies, we had goats for milk, chickens for eggs, they even grew their own wheat. And then Mum would get the wheat and grind it in this stone mill by hand, and then she'd get that flour and bake bread. And I used to sit and watch the bread baking in the oven, and I just still love that smell of freshly baked bread. We weren't allowed junk food, we weren't allowed lollies, no soft drink, nothing like that. Except for, I remember on birthdays, my mum used to bake us a themed cake, which we used to love. So it just seemed natural for me, once I had my own kids, to spend time for their birthdays just doing creative themed parties and making cakes and doing stuff that they loved and asking them what they liked for their birthdays. We've had all different cakes, but being boys, there's been lots of trucks. We've had a fire truck, we've had a dump truck with edible geodes and chocolate dirt in the back for Jed because he just loves trucks. We've had a chocolate piñata cake that when you smash it, all these lollies come out everywhere. That was good fun. And I remember when James was little, we had a pirate party, everything was themed, and we had fishing and all of that stuff. It was great fun. And then he wanted a treasure chest cake, so we had the treasure chest with all the lollies coming out of it. What about Transformers?
No.
That's what you wanted yesterday.
Oh yeah, I want Transformers.
He changes his mind every day on what cake he wants. So I just go with what he wants on the week of his birthday. I say, what cake do you want? And that's what we're having. But I'm pretty sure that he would love this RILAKKUMA bear dessert because Bernard, whatever he makes, he always tries to inject love into it and make it fun, and he's really thought about the kids with this one. Thank you so much, Bernard, for sharing your Kuma Bear recipe.
My pleasure.
Hiding inside this dessert, there is a very chocolatey cookie. What's in those cookies?
Yeah, we have brown sugar here, custard sugar, we have unsalted butter, vanilla paste, baking soda, eggs, flour, cocoa powder, pink salt, and dark chocolate. First, we're gonna cream the butter and sugar until it's very, very fluffy.
I'll put all of the recipe quantities on the howtocookthat.net website in grams and ounces and cups, and I'll link to that below. And then once that mixture's super fluffy, add in the vanilla and the eggs, and then we're going to sift together all the dry ingredients except for the salt and mix them into the mixture, and mix it until it's well combined and looks like this.
So we're just gonna add this dark curvature, dark chocolate in there.
That is a lot of chocolate chips.
And when it's so much chocolate in there, even when it's cooled down, some of them, they will just stay a little bit gooey.
And once that's all mixed in, add in the salt last and mix that for 3 seconds only so you get those little bursts of salt through the biscuit. Then roll them into balls and place them on a baking tray and bake them in the oven for about 8 minutes. Okay, so for our white chocolate milkshake mousse, you've got gelatin, milk, white chocolate and cream. And then you've just melted that white chocolate over a pan of boiling water and then heat up the milk on the stove.
So this is boiling now, and we're gonna turn off our heat and add the gelatin in. This is soaked in ice water and it has been squeezed.
Once the gelatin has dissolved, add the milk mixture to the chocolate and mix that well and leave it to cool. Whip the cream until it's semi-whipped, and then add 1/3 of the chocolate mixture and fold it through, and then add the rest of the mixture and gently mix it together.
So we're just gonna fill this in a sauce dropper here. I don't expect people to have this at home, to be honest.
What would you suggest people use if they don't have one of those?
I would suggest if you don't have this at home, you just have to freeze this mousse into a flat tray.
Yes.
And then when it's nice and frozen, put a cutter, round cutter,
And
that
cut
match
circles
your
of
touch
the
shell,
legs.
most
Yes.
important.
And then place that in the freezer overnight.
Correct, yes.
Inside the tart shell is a banana strawberry cremeux. Can you talk us through the ingredients we'll need for this?
So we have banana puree, strawberry puree, custard sugar, egg yolks, gelatin, unsalted butter. And I'm gonna get you to help me here with your banana puree. Just pour in the pot here, just give it a quick mix, and then we just put it on the stove.
Once they're boiling, add in the gelatin and let that melt. And next, whisk together the egg yolks and sugar, and then add the puree mixture into the egg yolks.
So this is a little tip, very important tip, that we always leave a little bit of the mixture here.
And add the mixture back into the pan and heat it until it's shiny and slightly thickened. Add the butter a little at a time and mix that through. And then once you've added all the butter, strain it through a sieve and leave it to one side to cool.
And we're going to start filling our tart now.
Great, and I'll put a recipe on the website for the chocolate tart shells so we don't have to make them, but it looks like you've actually put something inside them as well. What have you done there?
This is just a simple chocolate tart pastry. We just melt some dark chocolate. The best way is to do with finger.
Yes.
And just go over the chocolate pastry. So we need to get the cookies.
Yum.
I'm going to show you the old school way how to fill a tart. Going to fill in there.
Into the base. And then are we just taking a cookie and pressing it on top?
Yep.
Okay, and then you're topping them up so that really seals that biscuit in there.
So we just top this up, still the cookie in there. People always like a bit of surprise.
And then put those in the freezer to set. For the caramel glaze, that's what makes it look beautiful and shiny on top. What do we need to make that?
Caster sugar, cream, glucose, cornstarch, water, gelatin, white chocolate, milk chocolate.
And there's no caramel there, so obviously we're going to make a caramel. So what are we doing first? Pop this cream and glucose into the microwave just to warm it up.
We're going to do our corn flour slurry here. Add all your water into your corn flour.
And whisk that together. To make the caramel, heat an empty pan until it's hot.
Don't let it go smoky, we're not doing barbecue here. And sugar in. It will see that melt straight away. So we're going to do this in 3 stages. So we want it to be kind of a little bit more than golden brown here. Amber, I like to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now add in the warm cream and glucose slowly and stir it well. Then whisk in that corn flour mixture.
We're just going to let it cook for a little more. I'll go for a minute.
Yep.
And then we're going to add our gelatin in. So that will help with the setting as well, and the chocolate. So while this is still nice and hot, we're going to add our chocolate in. So all at once. And the milk chocolate as well. Okay, so this is ready to strain.
All going through, perfect.
So this is ready to set aside for cooling down.
Okay, so now we've got to make the nose and the cute little eyes.
That's right. So just print out the RILAKKUMA. Just put a baking paper on the top. And we're just going to fill this.
Shake it to smooth it, then let that set, and then pipe on the nose and the mouth and some little dots for the eyes.
We are ready to assemble our tart.
The mousse is frozen.
From the freezer, yes, it's very, very cold.
The caramel glaze should just be body temperature, so it shouldn't feel hot or cold. Then just pour it over the top of the frozen mousse and let that excess drip off.
Now put it on top of the tart and then just carefully remove your spatula. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's it. Perfect. Perfect.
And now we can add our little faces.
That's right. Just here, just go there.
Cute. That's a little Kuma bear. I am very much looking forward to eating this. This is what I've been waiting for all day. Yum, it looks good. That mousse is so soft.
And you have cutlery. I was gonna go the dude way.
You can really taste the banana and the strawberry in there, and that creamy milkshake. That is so good.
Am I biased or this is really delicious?
No, this is awesome. This is really good. Thank you so much, Bernard, for sharing your Kuma bear recipe. It tastes so good.
My pleasure.
Subscribe to How to Cook That for more cakes, chocolates and desserts. Click here for the recipe, here for my YouTube channel, and here for more of the sweetest thing. Make it a great week, and I'll see you all on Friday.